Hi, here's Lacrima. Welcome to another artist interview. If you want to get notified about new videos, please subscribe to my channel. Now let's find out more about Surenlicious.
Hey guys, and thank you to Lacrima for this interview, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And just allow me to introduce myself first. I am Surenlicious, you can call me Suren, and I am an artist writer from the Netherlands.
What's behind your artist name?
Surenlicious is actually a brand name that I created back in 2017. I had been enjoying my time in a small fandom based on the Nanbaka anime and webcomic. I had an old username that I didn't really like anymore and I was looking for something new. I had only recently created my latest original character, Suren, and I thought perhaps I can just borrow her name and just slap something sassy onto it, and Surenlicious it became.
How would you describe your art and style?
I think you would describe my art as colorful and very heavily manga and anime inspired. I currently am at a point in my art where I just love to experiment with new things. So I love to make things shiny, or I make them look luminescent and just bright. I very much love the vibrancy of color, the flow of clothing, the flow of hair. I very much enjoy conveying that fantasy feel in my work.
What do you aim to express with your work?
My art is all about expressing the worlds that I'm writing and creating. So when people look at my art, I want them to step into my world temporarily and have a feel of what I am creating, what I'm trying to build. And what I find incredibly important is that for a moment you understand the characters, their emotions, a piece of the world that you're seeing around you, as if you were to be there, or at least to become a bit more curious, to learn a little more on what it is that is going on in my drawings. So, as I am writing a fantasy story, I love to splash in a bit of feel of magic, a bit of feel of an otherworldly world. You know, just to step out of this reality for a moment and just indulge yourself in a whole new one.
How long have you been creating?
I think like many artists, I've also been drawing all my life. There have been a few breaks though, and I didn't draw for a few years after I was 15, and I started seriously again in 2006, and that is when I discovered digital art. So I've always been a traditional art before that. And digital art actually expanded my world, and it made me so happy to finally learn the type of art that the famous artists that I was admiring at the time were making. So I had my Photoshop and I basically tried to make edits, and after edits came my scribbly brushworks, and I've been doing that for nearly 10 years, more than 10 years. Yeah, we're in 2020 now, so I definitely went beyond those 10 years. I enjoy digital art, and I've been revisiting traditional art in 2018 just to have the two of them work together and improve in my work.
Who or what are your biggest influences?
I started admiring fan artists a lot back in the day where I was still learning digital art. And I didn't necessarily follow the popular artists. I was basically getting inspired by everyone around me. So when I was still very heavily active in fandoms, I just loved looking at the art that other people were making and talk to those artists and just look at how they were doing their line work, how they were doing their paintings. And I didn't allow myself to just look at the very big famous artists. I enjoyed everyone. And I think that is a very key focus point in my work today. I don't just want to be inspired by the people that already understand their skills and their artwork and everything around it. I want to see people that are still learning and get inspired by them, because I don't want to have a closed mind in terms of that. And other than that, I also allow myself to be inspired by various media and various series, books, video games, movies and such. And just allow myself to see how they are doing their story writing, how they are doing their visuals. And I really do think that's one of the best ways to keep yourself inspired and keep on inspiring yourself and keep on trying new things.
Do you have any goals or projects you look forward to?
I currently have one big project going on, and that is the writing of my novel in the making, Jade Kingdoms. It's a fantasy story about taking back your power, setting yourself free from the past, and, finding your strength in your own life. And that project is a very personal project to me, because not only am I capable of writing my first big serious story, it's also a huge inspiration for making art. And I enjoy making the characters, I enjoy making the lore, building the world. It just gives me life, guys.
What advice would you like to give to other artists?
My number one advice to my fellow artists would be, know that you are going to improve on your art and you're actually going to surpass the very artists you currently look up to. I know that may seem like a long shot and that it may take a while, but I promise you it's going to happen. Every day you make a new drawing, you are actually already improving. And you may not see it now, but I promise you, in time, when you look back at your old art and you compare it with your current art, you have improved. It is always going to be like that, and you will actually surpass your idols, and you will become an artist that younger artists or beginner artists are actually going to look up to. So know that you are going to make a difference, and I promise you it's going to happen. Just give it time. Thank you guys so much for listening, and once again thank you to Lacrima for the opportunity for this interview. You guys can find me on all my social media and my YouTube, and I really thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Suren, for this amazing insights. If you want to support her art, take a look to her profile links. As always, you can find them in the description. I'm looking forward to our next artist named Sweetie Bed. Until then, have a great time.